Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, no surprises currently on the Bitcoin chart. We see a bit of a pullback after yesterday's small rally, you could say. It's a bit of up and down there, but no major movements on the Bitcoin chart. We are still looking at potentially a further continuation of this overall correction that, well, started in March, but then the latest leg down started on the 7th of June. So my interpretation is that this fourth wave isn't finished yet. I assume we will see continuation until I see a first upside 1-2 setup. Quick reminder, this fifth wave should be a 5-wave move, and I want to see the first 2 waves. So I want to see a first wave 1, which would be a 5-wave move ideally itself, and then a wave 2 forming a higher low. I need to see that. Haven't seen that yet. And then a third wave, a fourth, and a fifth should follow into the region around 86K. But where exactly we're going to land will be determined by the first 1-2 setup. At the moment, we're still holding above support. Our main support zone defined between 50,700 and 61,800. After that fourth wave is completed, as I said, we should see a fifth wave of a larger fourth wave, then an even larger fourth wave, and then possibly the last rally to a bull market top. I cannot rule out that we see another 4-5 afterwards, but here's where I would assume bull market top. Yeah? Probably in the region around 125 to 140K. So what am I watching for today? So obviously this is the daily chart. We're going to take a look at that on the smaller time frame in a minute. Before we do that, also please remember that this correction could turn into a triangle. Yeah, so a wave 4 can always be a triangle. How would that look like? Well, instead of just having an A, B, C, where we actually expect the C wave to go a little bit lower, it doesn't need to though. It has done what it needs to do from a Fibonacci point of view. It reached here pretty much the 58.4K level, which was the first ideal target for the C wave. But structurally, I think one more leg down is missing. But if we don't get that, it is entirely possible that we're forming a triangle which is consisting of 5 waves. So A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, forming a series of lower highs and higher lows. And that could take, I don't know, into August maybe, before we then go up. Then also looking at the overall structure here, there is nothing really bearish about it. I mean, we're not even below the May low, okay? And people talk about the next bear market. I mean, at the moment, if you zoom out, someone said recently to me, we should zoom out because it's bearish. Well, I don't see anything bearish until we break support, right? This is consolidation, textbook sideways consolidation after an uptrend suggests further upside continuation. Well, I will stop watching for that primarily if we break below 50,700, but I've always said that. So below 50,700, there is nothing directly bullish from here. I mean, Bitcoin should still get to 125K, 140K, but it will be delayed, okay? I think that is best. That's why this 50,700 level is so important to me. But it's been holding for several months, pretty good. Please be aware that most recently we broke below this ascending trend line. And this is obviously, this was a signal that we should expect some downside pressure. Obviously, I don't use these trend lines primarily because I was still checking with Fibonacci support, but when that broke as well, we saw that strong red candle here. Okay, let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Before we do that, quick reminder that you can still let us know here on X. If you scroll down a little bit, we asked you for some suggestions for coins here on X. Let us know which coins you like me to analyze on the weekend. I did that on Monday, and then there will be one of these coins that I will analyze specifically here on X on Saturday. You can also vote for it later this week. And if you are after additional updates, yeah, make sure you follow us on X here. You'll find the link in the description. Important update I wanted to show you from 10 hours ago. You get additional updates here as well. I highlighted that obviously the price was climbing up a green trend line, which kept the trend to the upside alive. And short term, this is really just short term 30-minute chart. we had these trend lines that I made you aware in the last video. And the idea was I expect to see resistance at the 38.2 retracement at 62,626. And when the price reaches the descending trend line here, yeah? So there was a bit of a confluence of resistance. And that's what we were watching for yesterday. And the price did get there. So we'll take a look at that now. Because if you take a look at this on the 30-minute chart, the price did get pretty much to the 38.2 retracement, couldn't get above, got rejected actually just before that. But the price, yeah, started its decline. An update that I didn't post on X was that was the notification for members that we broke below the green line and probably started this decline or a pullback. And therefore, I'm using these trend lines at the moment. In corrections, they can be helpful to get very early signals. That's just the 30-minute chart. Maybe we take another look at the 1 hour, because this is giving you a little bit more detail. This is what I just showed you on the daily, obviously this A, B, C structure. And what I really want to focus on is this C wave to the downside. Again, it reached that 58.3, 58.4K level. Again, turned around just before that, but this was a very, very important level where we wanted the C wave to get to, right? And it did get there pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about $50 or something, you know, in the volatile crypto space. That just tells me that technically speaking, this C wave could be over. But looking at the microstructure, it doesn't look complete yet. Also, I want to see the price take out all these trend lines and break above resistance for a really good signal that a low has formed. I'm talking about a proper low. And I need a 1-2 setup. So until then, there's a high risk that anybody who's long aggressively, I'm not talking about, you know, spot positions, but like aggressive long positions, that you get caught in a trap. So the idea is 5 waves up, 3 waves down is what we want to see. That's the routine. And if we zoom in a little bit more, you'll see the detailed wave count. I see the current rally as a 4th wave. So we have this wave 1 as an ABC structure, because the wave C is an ending diagonal. Then a wave 2 to the upside, then A, B, C in wave 3. But even this 3rd wave, actually, I wanted to get another low in this 3rd wave. Maybe we'll get it. But then, yeah, we'll see. I mean, as I said, I cannot rule out that I might need to make some changes to this microstructure, especially in diagonals. Absolutely common. Now, let's take a look at this 4th wave bounce. Again, the idea was this is our resistance area. The 38.2 Fib level is normally an ideal target for a 4th wave. Pretty much reached it. Let's see what it does. I mean, at the moment, the idea would be it can still stretch higher. It can still stretch higher because there is no break of support. Okay, and I don't know, this looks somewhat incomplete as well, this wave 4. So when we talk about this wave 4, we had this ABC structure to the upside. That C wave is very short. So again, that might stretch out higher directly. That's one scenario. So we might be dealing with, for example, a 1-2 setup. It could be doing this. Yeah? This is possible. It is also possible that this here was just the A wave. We're now getting a B wave pullback and then get the C wave rally. So these are the 2 possibilities I see. And I highlight that in yellow. And I see them as likely, both of them. That means further upside, as long as we're holding 59,358. Important is that this break of trend line, which the price tested, okay, there was a wick above, but it was tested from below and the price could not sustain again above that trend line. After the break of that trend line, which I can actually delete now, we started this correction, this pullback. And it would take, I mean, from what I can see right now, if we use trend lines again, you know, it takes a break above this trend line to get back into an uptrend. Locally, this is only locally. Maybe throughout the day I can draw another one here, but they give us early signals, you know, in addition to the Fib levels. Find them quite useful at the moment. There should be additional support at 60,970 and then 60,500. But as long as we're holding the orange support area, the price can try for a larger 4th wave. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.